All right, so today is wash day. We've got the linens from both beds, our clothes, and I think we're going to go get to eat some seafood. But I'm looking for my adventure hat, and I normally keep it up here, but I can't find it. And this is not a big space, so it can't be anywhere. It's not back here. So while I'm looking for it, like, subscribe. I'm going to kick off that intro, and make sure you hit the notification bell. Oh, there it is. And I've got to change my t-shirt too. So I'm going to hit the intro and roll it.
Sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take a ride, we can take it slow. Your will is my law, I'ma let you be the boss, cause I'll go where you go. I'll take you to a place
I'm gonna hit the beach in the sunshine. Cheap sunglasses looking so right. Hitting the streets in my old man Chevrolet.
We're going to find us some fresh seafood.
We're going somewhere we've never been before.
Yes, a lot has changed in the 20 years since we've been coming down here. Most of the places that we used to frequent have been closed, but today we're headed to a new place.
Pick my friends up at the pier. They're all like kicking it high, kicking it low, making noise like a big truck show. Raising hell is the way to go. Yeah, we're kicking it fast, kicking it slow. Bouncing around.
I gotta get a picture.
Well, the fries are covering up those beautiful shrimp. There you go, and I'll bring you some cocktail and horse sauce. Awesome,
Thank you. You got scallop,
I got scallops, you got shrimp
I got shrimp, and we got these hush puppies
with honey
with
butter.
honey butter. We'll be taking those home. Some of those home.
Waiting on the right heat on the barbecue.
All right, that was good. We ate at Johnsons Creek Tavern. And if you're staying at the campground, this is what, Beck? A quarter?
Just across the bridge. I mean, you can ride your bike over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bar at the beach sells margaritas in the big shells. Let's all go crazy, baby. We're all like kicking it high, kicking it low, making noise like a big truck show. Raising hell is the way to go. Yeah, we're kicking it fast, kicking it slow, bouncing around like a rodeo.
All right, so a lot of people like their Blackstone, and I like mine too. But I still like cooking in the Dutch oven. So tonight we are making cornbread. So I've got some on the top to make it rise. And it's starting to rise, but we're gonna leave it and let it brown up some. It's starting to brown a little bit. All right, we're gonna see what we got. Oh yeah, she started browning up really good, but we're gonna take this up. Is it ready to go? All right, so you're gonna find this hard to believe, but we found a lighthouse. All right, so we met a gentleman named Ted, who is, I guess I'd say, an expert on lighthouses. And I got some great information. This lighthouse and the one in Cape Canaveral were both built so that they could be disassembled and moved. And this lighthouse was built in 1873, and it was built originally about 1.5 miles north of here. And the federal government had taken some property during the Civil War, and when they allocated the funds to build this lighthouse, they said it has to be built on government property. So the lighthouse was originally built there, and then in 1886, because of erosion on the beach and those things, and they kept having to go back to the federal government and ask for money for erosion control, they decided to move it, and they moved it, and it opened back up in 1889. So here you can see the foundation of the lighthouse keeper's house, and the house burnt down in the 1930s. And so the house was originally built, it was a modular home back then, but it could also be moved. So when the lighthouse was moved, the lightkeeper's house was moved and disassembled and brought back and reassembled here. But in the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps was housed in this area, and it is believed because they were having to light the inside of the house with kerosene, that a kerosene lamp was knocked over and set the house on fire, and the house burnt down. So when the lighthouse was originally built, it used lard oil to be able to light the wick that was at the top and up on the lens. I kind of stumbled around with that. But later, when it was moved here in the 1880s, kerosene had become stable enough that they were able to use it. So they ended up switching to where it used kerosene instead of lard oil. So if you look ahead, the small building ahead of us was built when the lighthouse was moved to this side. And the reason it was built is when the lighthouse used lard oil, the lard oil could be stored inside the lighthouse. But when the lighthouse went to kerosene, they had to build a separate building to store the kerosene. So while here they had to dig a well, and this is their well house, and you can see the old well pump. All right, so what a neat day, and what a neat chance to meet a guy like Ted. He was telling me that the state of South Carolina had somebody come in and actually a group of engineers and inspect the lighthouse. And that's the reason that only 6 people can go in now. And he said, you know, when it was built, it wasn't built for tourism and having 6, 7, 10, 30 people going up and down. It was built for 1 or 2 folks. So the state of South Carolina has allotted money to come back in and refurbish. So they will be sending out bids, and there are actually companies in the United States that come in and redo lighthouses. Cool.
Pretty cool.
Sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take a ride, we can take it slow. Your will is my law, I'ma let you be the boss, 'cause I'll go where you go. I'll take you to a place we can see it all. Step off the edge, I can break your fall. Your will is my law, I'ma let you be the boss, 'cause I'll go where you go. When you fall down, I'll get you back up again. The things you try are things that you won't regret. We are kings of the world, and tonight is our playground. We are kings of the world.